Hello, everyone. Welcome to a little bit of woo. I'm your host, Jill Thomas. Oh my gosh, Chairman Powell spoke yesterday at the FOMC meeting, and oh my gosh, the recession was officially canceled. Interesting, huh? It was a great speech. I have to admit, he's a master of PR, and especially since he's lowered interest rates by 50 basis points, 0.5%, and which is something that is generally an indication that the things aren't really going so good and done it in a way that makes you guys all think this is just a preventative measure. Everything's fine. We're just massaging things. You don't need to worry about that. Don't need to worry about the fact that you've been on a plane and you were the only one on the plane, or the fact that you went to a restaurant the other day and there was a lot of empty tables when normally there's a line out the door. You guys know I don't think that's what's happening. I also feel like they're just really, really good at kicking this thing down, and we're going to start to hear about what's really going on after the election. Not to be all doom and gloom, but the recession, I don't believe the recession has been canceled. I really don't. Hope I'm wrong, though. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I don't think there's going to be the soft landing that we keep hearing about. But understand, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not a financial planner. You should really never listen to somebody like me to get your financial advice, particularly because dates and times are really tough for us. Having said that, I will share with you a little bit of what I see coming with the economy and how you can prepare yourself for the definitely not soft landing the definitely not soft landing that I see happening. I do believe the fertilizer is going to hit the oscillator more in 2025. I do think they're going to really kick this thing down the road and past the election and past all the confusion that's going to happen after the election, because I don't believe we're going to get a clear winner. I would say I don't think that clear winner is going to be announced in November. I think it could be a couple of months even of legal wrangling, certain states not wanting to certify their election results, finagling, shenanigans. I don't know what you would want to call it, but stuff happening before we are told what's happening. During that period of time, I would be very cautious about the financial markets because the markets don't like uncertainty. I want to say, I know people have it in their head that if one particular candidate gets in power, that there will be, economically everything's going to be fine. If the other candidate, it's not. I absolutely have tuned into both ways. Democrats win, Republicans win, what the result is. The result is still that there will still be a recession, and you guys are still going to be cautious about your employment status. Things are going to be shifting. So that's why I'm saying make some changes now. One thing I keep hearing about in the news is that people are talking about inflation, fearing that this lower of interest rates is going to cause inflation. I just have never been shown that. I've been shown kind of the opposite, that it will be a deflationary situation. It's also kind of interesting. Powell lowers interest rates, which is generally an indication that things are like I said, not going well. And the stock market rallies as of right now. 9:19 at 12:30 Pacific time. The stock market's up. We may even have an all-time high. I do think that what's happening with the stock market is kind of, it's built on sentiment. It's a little bit of a house of cards. This is my prediction on this one. I would just, again, back to entertainment purposes only, don't make stock choices based on what I'm saying. I would be cautious. I do feel like when things are built on sentiment, when the sentiment shifts, you can get major shifts in the marketplace. But I don't feel like they're going to let the stock market do any kind of major correction until after the election. It may be up and down, maybe up and down in crypto and gold and all of that. But after the election, I think the wheels are going to start to come off the car, and we're really going to be seeing some of the information that's been sort of pushed down or kind of behind the scenes. So what should you do? Well, you think of this just like I've been shown. It's a lot like 2008, before the great financial crisis, or kind of in the midst of that. You're being given a chance to make different decisions than the ones you made back then. Maybe you did all the right things. If you did, good for you. Tell me how you did it. I want to know in the comments. But if not, you're getting a chance to make sure that you're not going to make the same mistakes that happened last time, and find yourself in a better position. Because I do see that later on, there's going to be an opportunity to buy things like stocks at a deal, buy houses at a deal. Not right away, but a little bit later on, things are going to start to come down and people are going to be in better positions. One of the more unfortunate things isn't that, that unemployment is up because people are getting laid off. It's because there's nobody's hiring right now. So you lose your job, even if you're a highly skilled worker. you might find it really, really difficult to get something else. And employers know this, and employers are really taking advantage. I know in one of the videos I did, I can't remember which one it was, but I talked about how there's these fake jobs out there. You guys have heard about this already. You don't need me to tell you. But employers are going so far as to actually even interview candidates for these fake jobs and tell all of their employees, hey, I know you guys are working really hard. And I know there's like 8 of you doing stuff that 20 people used to do. Don't worry, we're hiring. In fact, we're parading a few people in the office right now in interviewing them. What they don't say is, hey, we're never going to hire any of these people because there's this hiring freeze. Employees are starting to get wise to this. And I actually had a client that this happened to. They know that the company is not actually hiring, but they keep parading these quote candidates in the office and saying, hey, we're going to hire, just keep working these 60-hour weeks. It's just temporary. Everybody knows it's not true. They're not hiring anybody. I'm just saying, pay attention to this stuff because there's a lot of lying. I guess we could call it lying going on, massaging effects. And both sides are doing this because nobody wants the stock market to crash before the election. After the election, it's a little different. But before, no. People have asked about stimmies. I've talked about this before, but I will say I don't really see that happening before the election. And I'm not real clear on whether they're going to do it just after. One thing that I was clear on, was being shown, is kind of like the Obama era extension of unemployment benefits. It may go on longer than it would normally go on. Pay attention to, business opportunities for yourself. I know some people are finding themselves in a place of being offered a business opportunity. Please, not of the MLM variety. I am not a fan of that. I'm not talking about an MLM or a business opportunity where you buy a bunch of products, stick it in your garage and never sell it. That's not what I'm talking about. People might be getting opportunities to do little consulting work, little consulting side hustles. And I can hear this reluctance. I don't really want to. I'm working 60 hours a week. Maybe a time to take those little opportunities. Maybe the time to set up your LLC or your little corporation before anything really bad happens. I'm not saying this to scare anyone. I think you guys already know that's the direction we're going. I'm saying it to prepare. What changes could you make now that you wish you'd done in 2008? That's what I'm saying. Look at the skills, improve your skills, improve your marketability, improve your position with your bank account. Powell wants you to buy stocks. They want you to buy stocks. You decide for yourself what kind of investments you want to make. But I would say, that water is a little cold right now. Unless you know what you're doing, I would really pay attention to and babysit your investments. And right now is really a good time to reevaluate your investments, particularly the 401k plan. Get some help from somebody who's really good at this stuff, who's been through this before. Don't listen to me, but get someone to help you with this. One thing I would also say on this is, starting a business. I'm a big proponent of that. Starting a consulting side hustle. People ask me all the time, what should I do? Because I do hypnotherapy as well as psychic readings. I am available for private sessions, link in the description. People always ask me what kind of side hustle they should have. And usually the best one is not too far from home. So some kind of consulting, doing the thing you're already doing at your job, maybe for an hourly rate, helping other businesses out with this little thing. Because a lot of businesses will be looking to get really part-time help, like 10 hours a week with marketing or with accounting or things that they can't really hire somebody to do it with that few hours, but they might just be hiring somebody on the side with no bennies. Maybe not even just officially hiring, maybe just like an hourly rate, whatever. Look into that for yourself, because I know that for some people, and again, you're going to have to check the laws in your state. Some people, if you start a business before you get laid off, you may still be able to keep that business and still keep working at it as long as you admit, are honest about all the monies you make on that. But you want to check, okay? But I do feel like it's 2025 is going to be rough on the financial markets. I feel very strongly that we're going to be heading towards a pretty nasty correction in the stock market. But again, I just don't think they're going to let it happen until after the election, and probably not until after next year. I've talked about this before with the election, but I am seeing a protracted legal battle for a couple of months, like I said earlier. And I do think that confusion is going to affect the markets. It's going to affect people's do they want to buy a house when they don't know what's going to be happening? It's just going to cause some confusion. That's why I've gone back and said, use your tools. Time to meditate more, time to do yoga, time to do more exercise. Because at the end of the day, the worst thing that you want to have happen is to become part of the American medical system, the American health system. You want to work on your health, your mental health, your physical health. 3 fingers pointed back at myself right now. Time to take the Pilates classes again, time to eat better. All of these things are little changes that will really improve your financial situation overall, but it does involve some work. Now is the time to start doing that work. It's going to pay off later. Promise you, for most of you, everything is going to be great. Everything's going to be just fine. You're going to watch other people have challenges, but you're going to be in a good position. But that's not true for everyone. There are things you can do right now that are going to make it so that you're the person with the good stuff. So last little thing I would suggest you do every day from now on, I want you to think about the best possible outcome that could happen for yourself. Beautiful new car, beautiful house, maybe you want a hot tub. Picture that every single day. Just take a couple of minutes in fantasy. Picture, maybe it's the job that you want, the dream job. I want you to take it just a couple of minutes every morning, just imagining that, put out the vibrational frequency of that, imagine it, feel yourself in that thing. Doesn't have to be a long time, 3 to 5 minutes every day for the next 30 days. And I guarantee you, your habits are going to start to change. You're going to feel better. It makes a world of difference. As a hypnotherapist, I see this all the time with my hypnotherapy clients. If you just start really putting the energy into this new thing, you're also going to start to get ideas about how to get there. So I hope this was helpful. I know a lot of you guys are getting intuitive hits because I see it in my intuition, my psychic readings. A lot of people are asking me about things that they're getting and wanting to verify. You don't really need to verify. You know it's true. But if you're seeing some stuff, go ahead and put it in the comments. It'd be interesting to see what other people's perspectives are on these things. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.